John, how are you?
I'm good, Rich. How are you?
It's been a while.
It's been a little while.
It's been a little while. You're running for re-election, Milton School Board. You have now finished, or just about finished, your first term.
Yes, 3-year term. Yep.
3-year term, and let me ask the easy question. What was the biggest surprise you had to face as a newly elected member of the Milton School Board 3 years ago, and you think you've now got it figured out?
I was going to say school finance, but I still don't think I've got that figured out. It's very complex.
Good luck.
So, yeah, I mean, probably just the process, right? Like working with the different groups, committees, the different people. That took a little to figure out, just some of the processes. And in my role as a board member, like, you know, what track should I run on and what track should I not get off? And so I think I've got that figured out. So a lot of what took me a lot of effort early is becoming a lot easier. So start.
In your first 3 years, what do you feel is your biggest contribution that you've been able to make to the school board, and what's had the greatest impact on the community?
Probably, in my opinion, my greatest contribution is what you don't see in a board meeting. It's the work and effort that I put in outside of the board meeting. It's what I call my due diligence, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I make a joke, but if we said, hey, we're going to make this table black, I'd probably spend 3 hours making sure that was the right decision. It's an exaggeration, but you know, we've had some big votes as of late, and a lot of work goes into those decisions. You know, between committee meetings, mm-hmm. Reaching out to different districts, board members, superintendents. I've got a network of people that I call and bounce ideas off. I watch probably 8 to 10 different school board meetings from different districts, you know, every week. Just trying to educate myself on the topics that are out there, because mm-hmm. if we haven't experienced it, I'm sure at some point we will. So I just feel like I'm that much ahead of the game. So
the Board of Education operates just like any other elected board. It takes the majority of the members to make a decision. You have certain constraints that you work within in terms of your ability to work with other board members to come to a consensus. How has that worked? How do you work with your fellow board members to get to yes in the constraints that we live in?
Yeah, and sometimes, you know, we don't always get to yes. Sometimes we recently had a big vote a couple weeks ago that we ended with a no. I mean, it was a no vote. So as a board member, I'm just one of 7 votes, right? So the important thing is at the end of that vote, if I'm the losing vote, 6-1 or 5-2, whatever it may be, that I support the board, and I feel like I've done a good job with that. But outside of that, when we have committee meetings, we have to be careful with open records and what we do outside of that. But on occasion, you might, you know, have to bounce an idea off somebody, or you know, get an answered question, mm-hmm. A question answered from mm-hmm. another board member. So
let's go a little bit into your background. Tell us a little bit about what you do in life as we know it, and how your background and experience has prepared you to serve as a member of the Board of Trustees for the Milton School District.
Sure. Right now I do sales. I've done sales pretty much my whole life. So in sales, to me, that's kind of like somebody's got a problem, you find a solution, and you sell them a product, or you know, assist them in solving that problem. So I think that is a pretty good carryover to the board, because we have problems, we have issues that we have to address. And you know, one of the things this past January at the school board convention, one of the sessions was competition of ideas. So I'm really trying to formulate that and bring that to the board. Like, hey, let's have some different ideas here in, you know, competition of ideas. So I think the sales side of it has helped me, you know, try to solve some of those problems. And outside of that, I'm a dad with 5 kids, so 4 still in the district. So that gives me a pretty good perspective of, you know, what's happening in today's schools.
Your vision for the next 3 years, what do you hope to accomplish in the next 3 years as a member of the board?
I guess overall, I don't really have a single vision, but just generally, I just want to continue to make Milton a place teachers want to teach, staff wants to work, families want to move to, and to bounce off what Eric said. I think the better our school systems, the better our communities, the better our community, you know, safer, and fire and EMS, all that stuff kind of comes together. So if we can continue to make the school district of Milton a destination district, then I think that'll just help the community. So that would be my goal, or my vision, is just, focus on the achievements and, keeping kids safe and educated, and just making sure that they become good humans and contributing members of society. So
You touch on something that is, I believe, critically important in your role as a member of the school board, and frankly in the role someone plays as a member of city council or any of the governing boards, and it's a role that has an impact on the business community. What efforts do you see necessary to be shown by the school district, by the membership of the board, in working with the other units of government and with the business community to promote Milton as a destination? What do you see your role in that grand scheme of things?
I mean, I guess in the grand scheme, the better job we do, that should naturally happen, right? Because we're measured, whether it's a state DPI, the scorecards, or there's different niche does a ranking of Rock County, or probably statewide districts, and we typically rank pretty high. I think #1, the last report that came out. So I think some of that stuff happens naturally. Beyond that, I guess I would like to see more collaboration between the city and the different, or the city and the district, and different components, that we could work more collaboratively to achieve some of those things.
Last question has to do with, I guess, accountability and citizen involvement. How would you like the community to evaluate your performance as a member of the board of the school board for the school district of Janesville? What objective measures would you like them to apply to you as they observe what you do the next 3 years?
Yeah, me personally? It's a good question. I'll answer it, but I want to just kind of circle back to when you talk about community involvement and their assessment of me. I'd like to see the community more involved in the district, right? Usually they show up on a Facebook post after the vote's been made, after the decision's done. They missed the 6-8 hours of committee meetings. They didn't show up to the meetings, didn't get any emails. So let's just circle back, and if they want to have that voice, then they should let us know beforehand. But as far as me, I think it's again what I do behind the scenes, right? Slow to speak. I try to listen more and just take it all in, do my research. You're not going to if you're going to base your decision on me and on my votes, I'm probably going to fail you in some areas, because I tell my wife, I'll probably make a vote I'll make that you don't like. But again, we have a lot more information, a lot more details, a lot more work's gone into that. So I think at the end of the day, agree with my decisions or not, just know that I did the best I could. So
I like to suggest to candidates that are running for office and they're running unopposed that they really should use that opportunity to run the strongest race that they can possibly run. What is your message to the community going forward that says you're the right selection?
Well, I thought about that. At first, I wanted some competition for 2 reasons. A, I'm competitive and I wanted to win. But B, back to community involvement. I would like to see more people involved. So if we had more candidates, that means that there's an engaged interest in there. But on the flip side, I think, well, maybe I don't have competition because the community thinks I've done a good job. So I would say, I forgot your question even, but.
The last minute or so we have left, I'm going to give it completely to you to just tell the voters why you believe your vision for the future for the Milton School District is the right vision, and how you intend to tackle the issue of getting from here to accomplishing that vision.
Sure.
So speak to your constituents.
Yeah. All right. So, running unopposed, it does make the race a little bit different. So hopefully you all think I've done a good job, and that's why it is unopposed. I have a vision, but I don't have a single track. So I'm always open to ideas. I love it when people call me and say, hey, I got a question, can you answer this? Or if I'm at the Piggly Wiggly and, my tripping to get bread takes 30 minutes because I get hit up by 2 or 3 people with questions. Like, I love that, right? Like, and I don't always have the answer, but if I don't, I'm going to get it for you. So when it comes to the vision, I may have my plan and my vision, but I'm always open to ideas and suggestions, and because it really does take more than one board member, 7 board members. It takes the community to make everything work properly and, you know, at capacity. So
Best of luck, John.
appreciate it.
Always good to see
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.